Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Welcome to the Craic Shack.
The Craic Shack.
You're a one-stop shop for awesome podcasts.
Well, Daz likes to be a bit full of himself there, I would say. Very mediocre Irish podcast is what I'd say. But
Nothing mediocre about us. Nothing. I think, look, you gotta shoot for the stars.
Well, it's got two beards. We've got two beards, in fairness.
That's true.
I'm regrowing the beard. I'm trying to grow the beard back to the length of the beard that Daz used, because before Daz made the podcast channel, and the logo and stuff, I had an epic beard, and then I decided to shave it because it was just annoying me. It'd grown like out, Daz. You know when it just grows out? Like it turned into an afro on my chin. Like,
I mean, you see people with like epic beards, and it's because they go to a barber like once a week or something.
Yeah.
And they condition it and like every day and
that's not me, Daz. So before this, we were talking about how Daz was like, you're saying that if I was like, sort out your audio by talking louder, and you were like, yeah, I was like, pretend like you're 100 meters away from me, and just talk like that, and you were like, yeah, I just wouldn't talk to you.
No, I'd pretend I was talking, so you'd be looking at me going, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go over that 100 meters now and see what the fuck he's
That's
talking
what I do,
about.
and that's what I was saying is just to teach you the little trick, boys. You're ever in a pub, you're very relaxed, and you want your beer handed to you. You don't ask for your beer. You put your hand out in the general vicinity of the beer and say nothing. And that will subconsciously annoy the fuck out of whoever you're sitting with, and they will pick your beer up and put it in your hand. So, yeah, I was saying
good
very
tactic.
much like that little trick. What?
Good tactic.
It works I've never, unless somebody knows what I'm doing, right? If I've explained this to them and then I do it, they'll be like, I'm
Now
not
you
fucking
put it on a
picking them.
podcast, everyone's gonna see it. They'll be like, next time in the pub, fuck him. Put the beer over on the counter.
Yeah.
Make him
just
get up for it.
put your hand out. You can thank me later, boys. Right? You can buy me a beer when we're in a pub together, and then you can hand it to me.
You can no longer use that now. Everyone else can use it, but you're screwed.
So did you watch Squid Game, Daz?
I did.
You watched it?
I did not watch the whole thing
Daz.
because it's just a shit show. Like,
It's not a shit show. It's a fantastic show.
oh no. I
Yeah.
watched another episode and a half, and
No.
I was like, no, it's
No.
just too boring. I'm wasting my precious hours of watching stuff. Like, can't do this.
This is how much dedication Daz has for you, boys. He doesn't even want to watch the whole Squid Game.
I watched an hour and a half. That's how much dedicated I
Oh,
have.
he loved Squid Game, I have to say.
After I'd already watched 4 episodes for the podcast last week, so
Do you know, you're probably gonna watch that He-Man thing. You're probably gonna love it. That's what's gonna happen to you now.
what?
And
Well,
then-
like in Squid Game, like what are you waiting for? Like, it's a shit story. It's shit acting. It's shit dubbing. Like, the writing is terrible. The cinematography is okay. Like, what am I waiting for? Like, just like gruesome shit to happen.
You're waiting to see what happens, Daz. To see who wins. See how
I
they
shouldn't
win.
have to watch 9 hours
drama
of something to go
of the breakup between these two. Will I give you this? Will I tell you what happens? Do you
Might
want
as well.
Right, spoiler alert, I'll tell you what happens, right? I'll tell you what happens, Daz. So the Owlad, they play for marbles in the last game, right? And you know the way the main guy's friend from like when he was a kid,
Yeah.
he becomes really good friends with the Pakistani guy.
Yeah.
And he basically convinces the Pakistani that he's going to help him win, right? That they're going to find a way for both of them to get out of this marble game. So the game is they end up paired together. So they tell them before they go in, you have to be friends, you have to go in as friends, or you have to go in as partners, whatever,
Yeah.
So they go in and then tell them you're playing against each other and you have to win the marbles off each other, whatever way you want, right? And a guard is with each one of them to watch them win it, right? So basically, that's the one that halves the numbers, right? And basically, so they have to play. Nobody would pick the old man. So your man being noble, the main guy picks the old man, right? And then he finds out he has to play against him for all of the marbles, right? Literally.
Yeah.
And then he finds out that, and then your man, as I said, he picks the Pakistani guy, and he ends up having to play against him, and he gets the Pakistani guy beats him. And he's down to 1 marble, and there's no way you can win when you've 1 marble because the game we're playing is odds or evens. So you have they'll have an odd number and an even number, and he just knows because he's got 1 left. So he goes, look, I can figure out a way to get it. First of all, he starts going, you fucking know the rules of this game. It's not luck. You knew. You pretended. Blah 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 blah. But he didn't. It was just lucky. So they fight amongst themselves, and then he goes, look, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. And he basically convinces him to give him all his marbles. He'll hold on to them, and the 2 of them will get out of here. And the Indian guy, just being like too forgiving, gives him his marbles, right? And so the Indian guy dies. The old man is beating the main guy, and then the main guy figures out that the old man is like like starting to lose his marbles and he can't remember.
Yeah.
Right, so he starts to. It's too many marble puns in this. It's ridiculous. So then he starts like beg. Oh, what number did I say? Did I say even or odd? And he just basically picked the one that would make your man lose. So he wins all the marbles and he's down to 1, and your man just decides to walk off, and he can't get him back, and they're about to run out of time. And eventually the man goes, "Don't worry, you would lie to your friend." And he basically told him that he knew that he was scamming him.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Don't worry," and he gave him his last marble. He gave it to him. So the old man dies, and and then they go into the next one, and it's basically like they've to go across these glass things across a chasm.
Yeah.
And
I've seen that in Fortnite.
half the glass is tempered glass you can stand on, half the glass is not, so you have to basically figure it out. One of the guys is a glass maker, so he knows the trick in the end, and it's a really fucking elaborate, weird way of like they're eventually somebody will chicken the fuck out, and then they have to try and either push him off or like get the head guy ahead of you because you're gonna run out of time. And eventually only 3 of them get across. The young one, your man, the evil guy, the evil friend, and the main guy, and they end up in a room together. All the glass explodes when they get across. When the timer runs out, all this glass just explodes, right? So your one gets a bit of glass in her stomach, and she's not going to make it. They get a last meal. He goes over and killed her, right? The evil guy kills her in her sleep, and then they end up having the last game, which is Squid Game, obviously, and your man wins, won't kill his friend, right?
Yeah.
And his friend then kills himself, right? So he just himself, yeah. And then so you're waiting for all that to happen. That's a lot of drama, right? And then
I suppose
it's a lot of drama. And then it turns out at the end he's walking around and he won't spend any of the money. He's all fucked up because he won all this money. His ma's dead. Gets out of it and his ma's dead. Remember, she was in hospital.
Yeah.
She's dead. So he's all heartbroken, going around. He goes to the bank and he asks the bank man to lend him a few quid. Like he has fucking
45 billion.
Yeah, all of this billions in the bank, and he asks the bank manager to lend him a few quid because the bank manager calls him and goes, "It's just sitting in your current account, mate. You should probably do something with it." Like, and so he does that, and then he meets somebody, tells him that he has to go meet somebody at a certain time in a certain building. He goes up, and it's the old man sitting in the bed dying, and turns out the old man didn't die. Turns out the old man was the runner of the whole game.
I said that to Sarah in the first episode.
Yeah. He was the one who, ran the whole game. A bit obvious, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he was the one running the whole game. And they basically have a bet on whether somebody will come help a guy on the street. It's freezing and he's going to die. And then that's pretty much the end, right? Like, well, your man he walks around, he sees them trying to start up another Squid Game, and he goes mad. That's the end. So they're going to have another Squid Game.
I feel like that show could have been condensed into an hour and a half.
I feel like the show was good, Daz. I think you just, there's a reason why it's the most popular show in the universe.
People like gruesome shit.
Obviously, you're wrong. Everyone else is right.
I don't think it's a matter of being right and wrong.
It is a matter of being right and wrong.
I think it's about taste, and you guys seriously don't have any.
Oh, so everyone in the world doesn't have any taste.
Like not
I
everyone.
won't
in the
lie,
world
I don't
likes
think it should be like a phenomenon. I don't think it's the best show I've ever watched in my life.
I think you have to watch too much of it to get to like one good part.
Like Game of Thrones was like the best show I've ever seen in my life until the last season. Like it was hands down like that. The Walking Dead was the best show I've ever seen in my life for the first 2 seasons, and it just got like how many different bad guys can you like Supernatural was the best show I'd ever seen in my life until how many apocalypses can these guys fucking
I definitely went off Supernatural.
I
think I watched about 6 seasons of it maybe.
Well, I watched all of the seasons, right?
What's on like 11 or 12 or something now, or
but it's getting bad when you stop watching every episode and you start watching the overarching episodes. Like that's when it's bad, right? So I did that towards the last 2 seasons. What else? There's a lot of shows that were like the best shows ever. Lucifer is fucking great. You watch Lucifer?
Yeah.
Love Lucifer.
I haven't watched the new season yet. No.
I've watched the first, they broke it into 2 halves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched the first half and I haven't watched the second half. And the reason why I haven't watched the second half is not because I don't love it. It's because I know it's going to be the end. It's the final end. Like I'm putting it off because I don't want it to end. Right?
Yeah.
I want something new to watch. Watching You. Have you watched You?
No.
You haven't watched You.
Very limited watching time.
No, but have you ever seen You at all?
No.
You don't know what You is?
No.
Do you ever watch Dexter?
No.
Right, there's no point in talking to you.
I know what Dexter is though, because people talk about it all the time. But
Dexter's
I've never
one of the best
actually.
shows ever made. Right, you need to watch Dexter. Number one, this should be on your two watch list.
See, the thing is, like, you get these shows and you can't get them anywhere. Like, they show up on like Netflix once in a while or something, and then I remember watching something. I got like 2 seasons in. I was like, oh, now it's gone from Netflix for however many months.
Only you had super fast internet at the office and could download it somewhere.
But I mean, illegal pirating shouldn't be done.
It's not illegal pirating. I don't know what you're talking about. There's another place you could buy a box set, Daz.
Well, that's what I've done. Like Californication, love it. Couldn't see it anywhere because Sarah wanted to watch it. So we went on Amazon and bought it for like £15 or something.
Where to watch Dexter? Right, going to tell you where to watch Dexter. Dexter streaming guide.
It's probably on Hulu, is it?
It's on Showtime, Prime Video, but like who knows if that's the case. It's on iTunes, but you'll have to pay to watch like $3.99 a season, I think it is.
Yeah, it'd probably be cheaper to buy
it's
the
not
box set
awful
on
though,
Amazon though.
What?
Probably be cheaper to buy the box set on Amazon.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but yeah, $2.99.
It's not like I'm against watching it. Like everyone said to me, and I keep saying like I'll watch it at some point, but then there's just so many good shows out every year.
Yeah,
And
but
like
Dexter
every year I've got very little. Like you've got less time every year.
But Dexter's better than everything though. Like Dexter is, I'm telling you, like this is not I don't know whether you'll like Dexter's very good, right? Like and Dexter's one of those shows like near the end you're kind of like, right, I'm done with it now. Like, do you know what I mean? Didn't need to have 2 more seasons.
Yeah.
But it's so good in the first season, it doesn't matter. Like it's very good.
Well, I think most shows they go at least 1 season too much.
Yeah, but You is very similar to that. It's about a guy who's obsessed with like a woman. He stalks her, right? And it's real kind of mindfucky, and it's always like, oh, will he get caught? Won't he get caught? You know, that kind of.
Yeah.
He gets himself into all sorts of weird situations, like he's trapped under beds. You know, like leaves his piss on a shelf somewhere and forgets about it, and he's murdered somebody in the head, like, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, that's just random shit like that, and but very good. And then they did this most recent season, and it's like me and Libby are watching it, and we're like, oh, this is a little bit elaborate, right? It's got a little bit like this could never happen, right?
Yeah.
You know, like Dexter, you could understand he's a serial killer. This guy, like, he's married now, and his wife has ended up in all sorts of shit as well. That's just like, fuck off.
And is Dexter like he's in the crime lab or something as well?
Dexter is a crime lab guy, right?
Yeah.
Who is a serial killer, but he only kills other serial killers.
Okay.
That's Dexter's shtick. Yeah.
Jeez, there's enough serial killers in
And his
America that he
sister's a
made
police
like
officer as well.
seasons. There's enough serial killers in America that they made 6 seasons or something.
Yeah, but
Dexter more than 6 seasons.
Dexter's he's 6 or 8. I'm not sure. Yeah, but anyway, say Dexter definitely they could have knocked off a couple of seasons in Dexter. But yeah, very good. Very suspenseful. Some of the twists in it are like, whoa, like you're shaking afterwards. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, can we talk about like a really good series? He-Man.
Did you watch it?
Yeah. Masters of the Universe, to be more specific.
You watched it.
Yeah.
And this is what I said. I just said
I thought it was a great show.
I said you're gonna love it. Yeah, I knew you were, because you're fucking.
There is literally nothing wrong with that show.
There's loads wrong with it. Loads wrong.
You
with it.
have some kind of thing in your head where, like, if there's a female lead, you're like, it's being shoved down my throat.
No.
What was wrong with it then?
How do I love Alita Battle Angel then? That's a female lead.
Okay, well then forget about He-Man not being in it. What else?
It's nothing to do with. It's to do with He-Man. I wanted to watch He-Man. There was no He-Man.
It's called Masters of the Universe.
There was. Did you say? I fucking show
Well,
you.
he's in 3 of 5 episodes.
He's not in any of the episodes.
He is.
He's in the first one.
And then he comes back. There's like a flashback in the second one, and then he comes back in the 5th one.
He's not fucking you. Fucking Kevin Smith loving. Jesus Christ! It's a terrible, terrible show. It's not. It's bad.
No,
it's bad.
It's not bad on any level at all.
It's bad in every level. Like, are you just doing this to be divisive?
It's a good show.
The
world loves it except you.
I suppose you love this.
If we're going to use your Squid Game logic, then you're wrong and the world is right.
How am I? The world's not right. The world doesn't like it.
No, they do.
He-Man. Where's the IMDb stuff? What's Masters? No, it's called Masters.
It has
the universe.
94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It has 5 out of 10 on IMDb.
94% Rotten Tomatoes.
Is
They're
that
more
critic score or is that audience score 39%?
Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes, 94% critic score,
Yeah.
39% audience score.
Where are they getting that from, though?
The audience.
That
The
could've been-
audience puts in their own thing. 39%.
That could
Now-
have been 12 guys putting in a score. Like,
Squid Game. Squid Game. Where is it? Rotten Tomatoes, 92%. Rotten Tomatoes, 85% audience score.
yeah. So the
Yeah,
critics
see.
didn't like it.
Telling you, Did you watch Invincible? Like I told you to watch Invincible.
I've watched Masters of the Universe.
You should watch Invincible
How
and
much
tell
time
me.
do you have in a week?
No, watch Invincible and tell me that Master Universe is better than Invincible.
It doesn't matter if
I
it's
will
better.
call
It's still a good
bullshit.
series.
Like, no, it's not. It's not a good series.
Oh, yeah, no.
It's
Good
not.
series.
There's nothing good about it.
What's wrong with it? Forget about He-Man. What else is wrong with it?
Bad pacing. There's no
What?
good villain in it yet. It's like it's just not good.
Did you watch the 5
I
episodes?
watched 4.5. I was gonna watch all 5, and then I found out it wasn't finished yet, and I'm a completionist. I will finish it. I will watch all of them.
Yeah, I thought it was a great show.
So I hate watching. If I'd have known there was only 5 episodes, I would have waited until all of them were out and watched them all, and maybe that would have changed my opinion of it. But right now, shit. Right now, and it's not even shit. I told you, my opinion is not that it's shit. My opinion is not that it's a bad show. My opinion is I was completely and utterly clickbaited, like 100% clickbaited. Like you say, you can use that it was called Masters of the Universe. There were Skeletor and He-Man, like He-Man standing fucking center stage with his thing standing up saying, "I have the power."
Which he
and
does
then
in the episode.
and then in the other one, there's no. This is for he's in one episode, and then in the other one, it's got Skeletor, overarching bad villain, right? But Skeletor's gone after the first episode.
Nope, he's not. He's back.
Is he?
Yeah.
Though? Is he?
Yeah.
Where
In
is
the
he
5th
back?
episode.
He's not back. He's not back in it. Is he back in the 5th episode?
He literally comes back. He wasn't the gone. There's a whole big thing. He's the main baddie.
Watch the episode, but still, He-Man's not in it.
He-Man comes back as well.
I was clickbaited the fuck about it. That's what I'm. Just felt a little bit. I tweeted after I watched it, and I was like, I'm not into this political bullshit, right? And I'm actually insulted that you said that that's the reason why I don't like it.
You were telling me that last week.
No, I didn't say that I didn't like it because there was a female protagonist.
But you said a fella was being rammed down your throat.
I said no. That was a different show that I was saying. I felt like I've been round. I don't like when people rub their agendas down my throat. I said Kevin Smith lied to his audience by saying there was loads of He-Man in it. There wasn't.
I don't see the
And-
words loads anywhere now. I have to Google that.
And what else? Oh, and I said I'm not. My tweet was I can pull it up. Daz. It says I'm not into this political bullshit. I just feel a bit clickbaited. That's what my tweet said about Masters of the Universe.
So what did you mean by political bullshit?
What? Because everyone else was like, "Oh, it's to try and push a woman's agenda," and I didn't see that at all in this show. I didn't see that at all. I just seen that. I thought it was going to be about He-Man, and it wasn't. That's what I seen. I don't even remember Tila, to be honest. Like that's how. Like I haven't watched He-Man since I was fucking 12 or something, or since I was. Remember coming home from school and it'd be on the Den. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Like that's how long ago it's been since I watched the He-Man franchise. But like I didn't remember Tila. I didn't remember who she was. I remembered when I watched it, but I didn't remember before then.
I mean, I suppose She-Ra was like the biggest female character, I guess,
do you
in
know
that
what?
universe.
Did they call the fucking She-Ra Masters of the Universe? I would have been like fucking all on board. I would have been fucking yeah, cool.
I'm
sweet.
sure She-Ra is going to be next.
But you know what I mean? I would have been all about that. You know, like yeah, I just don't fucking know, man.
I don't know. I liked it now. And Kevin Smith didn't write the thing. They're all different. Every episode a different writer, but I don't know. I like the story, and I thought it was different because like we watched He-Man. I don't want a reboot. Hollywood has this reboot thing that fucking annoys me. Like, come up with an original.
Yeah, but
idea.
Hollywood also has this is the problem. Sorry to talk over you, but Hollywood also has this thing of making reboots with women in it as well. and you're gonna go, oh, but that's a. But if you do that, these clowns are gonna come on and fucking review bomb your franchise. That's what's gonna happen if you do that.
I'm not a fan of rebooting something to put a female character in anyway for the sake of it. That's stupid. Like,
do you remember the Oceans movie? Did you see the Oceans movie? They got your one fucking I have no personality from Twilight Saga. Kirsten something or other. Yeah, she's in the new Stewart. Yeah, I don't like Oceans movies. I've never been a fan of the franchise. I haven't watched the new one, but I can tell you that it's going to be shit if you put her in it because she has no fucking personality. Or is that the Charlie's Angels she's in?
Well, I love the Oceans movies, and I did watch that one, and it wasn't on the same level as them.
Yeah. Is she in that one, or am I wrong about that?
I think Sandra Bullock is in it.
Sandra Bullock is badass though.
I think the characters in the movie were good, and the storyline was okay, but like it wasn't. I think Ocean's 11 was kind of done. Like, I don't even think it needed the third movie, even though I did enjoy it. But like, they could have done one, maybe two.
Yeah.
So this was like, I guess, the fourth in the series. Like, Sandra Bullock plays the sister of Danny Ocean. What's his name?
Here's the girls one. Maybe I'm wrong about your one being in that. Maybe I'm just conflating with Charlie's Angels. Yeah, no, she's not in that one. I'm wrong about that. Hold the horses, boys. You can tell I haven't seen Ocean's 8 is what it's called.
Ocean's 8, yeah.
Yeah, Sandra Bullock's in it. But like, yeah, that still, if you, to me, like, what was the reviews like? Let's see what the reviews like.
6.3 on IMDb.
Yeah, that's not terrible.
No, I like it. The movie isn't terrible on any level. Like, the actresses are good.
Well, you see, this is the problem. It's got 45% audience score. Because what happens is it gets review bombed, right? Because they've done this whole, I'm gonna reboot a famous franchise with women in it.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right that it should be review bombed. I think it should be watched on its own merit. But if it comes off as a movie that you're doing that for the sake of doing it, like they did with Ghostbusters, for instance. Yeah. I didn't think Ghostbusters was a horrific movie. I think Ghostbusters would have been an okay movie if it was done in a certain different way, like called something else. Like I don't know whether you could get away with calling it something else. I don't know, but if it was done in a different way and it didn't look like you were just trying to ram down, oh, girls can do this too, which of course they can. Of course they can fucking use proton packs and ghost traps and all that shit. Of course they can do that, right? But like it just felt like agenda pushing, and if it feels like agenda pushing, that's going to turn me off, right? However, I didn't think I got that with He-Man. I will tell you that I didn't feel like I got agenda pushing with He-Man. I felt like I got a bit of that with Star Wars, definitely.
Well, I mean, Star Wars is a reboot as well of the fucking first trilogy. Like, that was done to make more money. Like,
yeah,
that didn't 100%. Continue like the story the way I would have wanted it continued.
No,
you know.
Yeah, they tried to bring in a new. This is what they try and bring in a more inclusive audience. I think the problem is these people who are very SJW, who are very feminist, but not feminist in my sense, feminist in their own sense, because I'm a feminist as well. I believe all women should have the exact same rights as men, right?
Yeah,
I believe that, but to me, if you're trying to push the new neoclassical weird fucking feminist fucking angle of microaggressions and toxic masculinity and all this shit, right? I'm not gonna buy into that, right?
Yeah.
So because it feels like I'm being condescended to, right? I know women get harassed in the workplace, and I think it's fucking foul, right?
Yep.
But it doesn't mean all men do it. It doesn't mean all men are bad, and it's just kind of, I feel like that perpetuates that all men are terrible people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that. And then if I feel like I'm being preached that kind of rhetoric to, it's going to turn me off a movie, whether it's a good movie or not, but not a good movie. Now, doesn't mean that I think it should be review bombed. I think all movies should be standing on their own merits. But that's the problem with modern movies, I think. I think you do this thing, you push this agenda, and then the guys, the real conservatives will come out with a Wormwood and fucking hammer you for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like what happened with, what's his name? We were talking about last week, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Here's what happened with Dave Chappelle, right?
Oh, yeah.
Made jokes about transgender people, right? Made jokes. I think when we can laugh about it, it's not a real issue anymore.
Yeah, and that's kind of someone was saying, like, he's normalizing it, so it's okay to be transgender. There's no issues with it. So, like,
exactly. Yeah.
You know,
it's like, fuck, you don't need to leave your job at Netflix because they put a show like.
It's fucking crazy. And like the Netflix employees went on a walkout or something. Was it a virtual walkout or something the other day?
somebody told me, and I really love this person. I think they're a fantastic person. I won't mention any names. That because a friend of mine said something, and because I'm their friend, that therefore I'm guilty by proxy in believing the same thing they believe.
What?
So I can't. So now, by that person's logic, I am condoning their behavior.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, and then that's not the first time that's been said to me, that because I won't shun somebody who has really fucking weird, that, like, I could have, like, me and you have an argument over Master of the Universe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and you have done this before. We'd end up with fisticuffs outside about fucking Master of the Universe, right? At the end of the day, we'll shake hands and we'll move on and won't hate each other because of it, right? I don't understand how because I completely agree with this person, right?
Yeah.
And think that my friend is wrong in their belief,
Yeah.
right? But yet still, because I'm their friend, I am now guilty of the same thought that friend has had. Yeah.
That seems like a lot of bullshit.
That is a fucking complete pile of bullshit. Oh, by the way, I just want to write this. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but I just see an ad popped up for me on Good Old Games. Do you remember that game Star Trek Commander I used to play, or Fleet Command or whatever?
Fleet Command.
Yeah, they're all out on Good Old Games if you want to play them.
Are they?
Yep. €9 or something really cheap.
Nice.
Yeah, so you think Squid Game shit, you think Master Universe is good. I come somewhere in the middle. I think Squid Game is overrated, and I think that, but still decent. Probably good. I would say good.
And even like, I'm trying now to check on things during the week to make sure that, we're talking about things we want to listen to.
Yeah.
It's still fucking the trending thing. Like, I'm like, what else am I going to talk about?
Yeah,
Everyone's just into
come
Squid Game.
Look, yeah.
Oh, also the Batman.
The Batman trailer
Trending.
dropped. I watched it.
Yeah.
Right. Wife was in the room talking to me at the time. Meant to watch it again. Haven't watched it since. But I had a problem. I had kind of a worry about your man.
Yeah.
Don't have that worry anymore.
No, I had the same thing now, but I also remembered when they said Affleck was going to play Batman,
Yeah.
and I thought he played a good Batman.
He was probably the best Batman.
Like, I don't see what, like, I think is that
But I could see Affleck doing it though. Affleck's been in all these gun movies and shit.
like he is good at it. Like, so I wasn't as concerned as I was with Patterson doing it, who was like a romance junkie. I mean, he was in Twilight.
Did you see him in the film? He was in a film recently. What was it called? The King or something like that.
No, I haven't seen him in anything in a long time.
He played a French prince or a French Dauphin, whatever, in it, and he's fucking deadly in it. He's like a comedy character. He's really funny in it, and I was like,
see, the thing is, right?
Robert
You just
Pattinson
kind
really
of
funny.
you do something that's huge. So like Twilight,
mhm.
I don't know, biggest movies in the universe probably.
Yeah, they were pretty big, right? They were.
But you get like, so that's gonna follow him his whole career.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel bad for the Harry Potter actors because that's gonna follow them no matter, like, some of them could be like an action star in the making, and it's never gonna happen for them because they
I
waved the wand
don't
for
buy
8
that.
years.
Don't buy that, because you see the one that what's his name's in. That's fucking fantastic. Oh, what's his name? Fucking Harry Potter. What's Harry Potter's name?
Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe is in a movie where he wakes up and there's two guns tied to his hands.
Guns Akimbo.
It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, but like it doesn't always happen for them though, because they get painted with this brush and then no one wants to hire them.
Watch this. Guns Akimbo is going to be fucking shot on by the Guns Akimbo.
Like, Daniel Radcliffe made he made some great choices, I think, after Harry Potter. Like, he was in The Woman in Black and stuff. Like, he went straight in. He didn't wait around and kind of live on the fame. And you see some of the actors now, and all they do is they open the theme park rides in Universal and stuff.
How did Guns Akimbo get 51% critic score and 40% audience score? How? That movie is fucking fantastic. I think that is like the best piece of action movie made in a long time. Yeah, I've said it. I don't take it back.
I haven't seen it, but I do want to watch it. I've seen the trailer the other day.
You need to watch that for next week's episode. Tell me what you think of it.
As for the Batman, I thought it looked very good. I don't know about what's her name? Zoe Kravitz. I think she's playing Catwoman.
Yeah.
She looks really good in that part.
I don't know who Zoe Kravitz is. Lenny Kravitz's
Daughter.
I
Yeah.
imagine.
She's Jason Momoa's stepdaughter.
Really?
Yeah, he's married Lenny Kravitz's ex-wife.
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah.
But yeah, she looks brilliant in that part. Pattinson looks great. The bat suit is completely bulletproof.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally is walking down the corridor with like 4 people firing machine guns.
Yeah, but then you get shot in the mouth, like, you don't...
Well,
you don't
yeah,
wanna be doing
okay. The
You don't
suit's
be-
bulletproof, but his face isn't.
that. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that.
He needs like the helmet that Affleck had in is it Justice League, like the Snyder cut?
Yeah, the whole...
The full
Yeah.
metal face thing.
Yeah, with a visor.
And I eventually watched the Snyder cut, the whole 4 hours of it.
You
It
watched
was
it?
brilliant. It was a new movie.
Yes!
It is so good.
Yes. And raise your hand if they need to do another one of them now. Like, they need to do the next one. Like, fucking do it, boys.
Like the Flash movie's coming out. Affleck's coming back for that.
Is he?
Yeah, he said I think with a lot of details. Obviously, there's a lot of shit on the set of Justice League, which he didn't like, and he said he was leaving the role forever.
Yeah.
But then it was a whole new team and director doing the Flash, so they asked him, and he said yeah. So he came back. So he's in the Flash movie. So maybe there could be a Justice League 2 with Affleck back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But see, this is the thing, right? Is like this talk of them diverting the two paths. Like,
Yeah.
this is the problem. If you know any history of DC Comics and Marvel Comics, it's like Marvel had dealt with other universes very well. You know, you had all of these different and then with DC, it got all fucked up because they had to keep rebooting shit and things that didn't. And then the audience would get mad, so they'd bring back a continuity that wasn't
Yeah.
And what happened with the comics is like then they had to come into this whole thing of like, you know, Flash and Flash's multiverse. You see in Flash, you can run around places and there's different so that came into explain it all, right? I'm not as big a fan of DC as I am with Marvel, so I might be terribly explaining this. But it's funny how this is probably going to follow them now into the movie franchise because they just keep fucking shit up. Like, just do it right.
I
Like,
think it's a case of they're greedy.
Yeah.
So someone offers them a lot of money and they just sell the rights to them. You know, whereas Marvel, they did fuck up movies and stuff, you know, 2 decades ago,
well,
whatever.
Spider-Man, Mason, mainly.
Yeah. See, they sold the rights to Sony. Like, Marvel nearly went under, so they were selling rights left, right, and center to stuff. But, like, eventually they came around. They picked one director, like Jon Favreau, and they got him on board for writing and directing, and they got a good cast and crew together, and they stuck with it.
Yeah.
You know, whereas DC has made some massive mistakes, even in Justice League. Like, what's his name did the original cut?
Don't know what his name is.
I have Joss Whedon in my head, but I don't think it was.
Anyway,
They got someone to do the cut because Snyder's daughter had killed herself, and obviously he couldn't do whatever. But like, rather than them saying, "Look, we're gonna delay the movie by a year, we're gonna let Snyder come back next year and do what he wanted to do, his vision," they just fucking rushed it out and got someone else to do it, and then I don't know if it bombed, but I fucking thought it should have bombed.
you know, like, this is the thing. I remember watching the first. I'm just looking for who did the first cut of. So I remember watching the first Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that do 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 do. And I was like, there was tears standing in my eyes. I was like, Diana, go! And you're talking about me not liking women. I'm like, fucking Diana, go! Diana, Diana.
Like women.
What?
I didn't mean you don't like women.
Right? And I'm like, Diana, fuck everyone up. Yeah, Diana, woo! Right? Like, I was tears rolling down my fucking cheeks as I'm watching it, right? With just the proudness of watching this, you know, this character from a kid now on the big screen, and just fantastic, right? Remember I used to watch the old 70s Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Right? And yeah, seeing all this, and then apparently they ruined the second one. Haven't watched it because apparently it's terrible. I don't know.
Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the second Wonder Woman.
I liked it more than the first.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I need to watch it then. But it was nice to see Diana in the start of the Schneider cut, like, you know, doing all her.
God, like, there was so much more. But I know it's 4 hours. You got to devote your day to it, like, but the story was so much better, and all the characters, like, all the actors got more into the movie. And
here's the plan, boys. Right, you sit yourself down 9 o'clock night, get yourself a whiskey, open the whiskey, right? Tullamore Dew, it's good whiskey, right? Get yourself whiskey, get some ice, right? Put and sit there. 9 o'clock at night. You'd be finished by 1 o'clock, well oiled, ready for bed. 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you get your good. You get. Make sure you're not in work in the morning. Put it on a Saturday, Friday or Saturday night, and then like you still the rest of your day won't be wrote off the next day. You know, 4 hours of drinking.
It's worth it.
Good movie watching. Yeah. Yeah, if you gotta go for pee breaks though, you might finish around 1:30. Still not the end of the world.
But even like, you know, obviously the suits are different. Like, you know, Superman gets the black suit, and they changed the CGI on
Steppenwolf's
suit, like, you know, and like
Darkseid being in it is like that
like,
changes the whole movie.
Yeah, like where the fuck was he in the original?
Yeah, they put Steppenwolf in instead.
Yeah.
But like, you know, when they come to Earth thousands of years ago, right?
Yeah,
it's Steppenwolf
being dragged off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas it should have been fucking Darkseid. Like Darkseid being in it, and you know the whole flinging his head through the portal.
And like it's a whole other thing. Like you get to see his world where he is there, what the actual story is behind Steppenwolf, and like it's a different movie. Like it shouldn't even have the same. I shouldn't say Justice League Snyder Cut. It should be something else.
And this is how you get people all about want to see the next part, is because of the fact that, like, you know, you've got this overarching, really badass fucking villain to come. Like that's what they did with the first Avengers. Remember the first Avengers? You're like, oh, that was a great movie. But then like you see Thanos at the end on the chair.
I'll do it myself.
Oh God, yes. Yes, please let me see him. And you know, and then that's what keeps you. That's like the hook that gets you come to the next one, because you want to see. Oh, is Thanos going to be in the next one? And you know, and that's what that movie was. One of the main number one. The ending of the non-Schneider cut one was like, what the fuck are they doing? Flash is running off somewhere for some reason. Like, who is Cyborg? What the fuck's he doing in the movie?
Yeah.
You know, Batman's a bit shit. Like, Batman's just hanging onto a wall shooting people, right? Like, no, and then Superman comes and decides to just wreck face because it's Superman.
Yep.
And this new one felt like they all had a purpose and a reason for being there and why they were there, and you know, like,
it's like everyone got their own story into the movie.
Yeah.
Whereas,
and Diana's a badass in it as well. Like, you try and downplay Diana to me, I'll kick you in the head, right? She's a fucking badass. Diana's one of the only people that can go toe to toe with Superman, fuck him up.
It's just, I don't know, yeah. It has to be watched. It doesn't matter, like, if your life is completely packed and you have to give, like, 2 hours today and 2 hours tomorrow or something, which I don't like. I don't enjoy stopping something, but just do it. It has to be seen. Forget that old movie.
I will say, though, Flash is too powerful in it.
The Flash.
Yeah, Flash is too powerful in it. Because if you're a fan of the continuity, right? Flash, Lightspeed Flash, I think at some point they say you can do Lightspeed. Lightspeed Flash is breaking the laws of physics. Flash. Lightspeed Flash can kick the shit out of Superman. Right? Yeah. Lightspeed Flash can go so fast. Superman can't catch him, and he can just change back. He can change time. Like, do you know what I mean? Yes, there's consequences to him changing time, but Lightspeed Flash is a whole different level of Flash. So I think Flash got too powerful. Like, that's the whole thing with Barry Allen.
Well, I think
that he gets more powerful over time.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you remember, like, in the original Justice League, Batman gets, like, he thinks it's a dream where it's the Flash telling him that Martha's the key. Yeah. But, like, there's no explanation for that at all in that movie. Whereas in the new Justice League movie, it's all explained. Yeah. You know, like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Come on, boys. You need to go. We need to push for them to make a second part of that. Like, even the ending, like, even the, like, kind of flash forward, like, oh yeah, like, it does it all, right? You've got the terrible villain, you got the flash forward. Yeah.
I mean, they need a part 2 now. I need to see more. I know we're going to see more in Flash and Aquaman 2. Yeah. But I
think if they do well, they'll probably do
Justice League 2.
Yeah, like how good did Wonder Woman 1988 or something's called? Wonder.
1984.
1984. Sorry. Yeah. Year before I was born, boys. Year before I was born. Apple TV have it for $4.99. I've started to go on a buying and owning movies thing.
Is it not on Netflix, though?
No. I was gonna say, yeah. So they're not making another Wonder Woman movie. I can tell you that for certain. So at a budget of 200 million, it made 166 million in the box office.
What did it make all overall?
166 million.
That's just box office.
Yeah, well, they don't give you the full breakdown of what it made, but it did make. It's not. They're not making another one. they're just not. Wonder Woman. What was the first movie called? Movie 2017, was it? Wonder Woman movie, first one. Budget of 120 to 150 million. It made 822 million in the box office. Like, they were always going to make another one of them, right? Nearly $1 billion. But the second one didn't make so much. It's kind of tough to know, though, because it's on HBO Max, wasn't it? Or
yeah, I think it's on HBO Max now.
Yeah. So, like, you just don't know how much it made, but that's a terrible box office number. Like, it was in the middle of Rona as well. Like, we don't know because of Rona.
Well, that's the thing. There's a lot of things happened that affected movies over the last 18 months. So
yeah, I think it's silly to launch a movie during the pandemic. I think.
But again, that's greed. Like, it's the same reason they launched Justice League was greed. They could have waited a year. Let Zack Snyder do his cut.
Yeah. I do not condone piracy in any shape or form. I always say that if you give me a reasonably cheap way to purchase the content that I want, like, I will always pick that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think they really need to bring, like, stuff like HBO Max to the rest of the world. They really need to, because what's happening is day one. Oh, this is something we could talk about. I watched Dune.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
Fucking fantastic! Like,
that's another one.
Movie of the century. Good, right?
It's on HBO Max now as well.
Yeah. Problem is, I could watch it. That's all I'm gonna say. Right? I shouldn't have been able to watch it. Is what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you know what the funny thing is?
What?
It's not even on HBO Max till tomorrow.
I thought it came out. No,
the leak came out.
All right.
But that's because they obviously had to upload it to someone to get it ready for the platform.
Yeah.
But it's not on HBO Max till tomorrow.
Yeah, well, this is the problem. This is ruining fucking box office figures. This is ruining. Like, there are so many people out there watching content they shouldn't be able to watch. And you know, I think it's terrible. I think they should definitely fix it, but they should fix it by being more inclusive and bringing more countries in straight away as fast as they can.
Yeah.
And even I would be even happy with, if they couldn't do it, to still offer it to me at like 20 quid, right?
Yeah.
If they offered me 20 quid, but I don't have to pay the HBO. So I told you I'm cool with two ways. Either I pay the subscription and I get it, right? On launch day. I hate Disney's one, which is you pay
Premiere
your subscription and then you pay for the premiere, right?
That really annoyed me. Like, if I'm paying a tenner a month and there's nothing for me to watch this month, like, why? That's my tenner gone. So I want to see that new movie. Like, you know, those premieres make up for having nothing to watch.
Even give you one full watching from start to finish, and during that watch, until you hit the final thing, you can rewind it as much as you want. But once you hit the final, you know, play of it, you can't watch it anymore. But like, yeah, I think they need to roll out where people can watch these things for a reasonable price everywhere, because I think people would rather do that than do the thing that's, you know, it's not even illegal, it's grey area, right?
Yeah.
Because like, if you're streaming it, you're not making a cop, like, you're just watching it and it's getting deleted, it's in buffers, right? So like, it's grey area shit, right?
Yeah.
Neither confirm or deny whether I streamed it or not, right? But I've seen it. I shouldn't have been able to see it.
I want to see it. I've been dying to see it for ages now.
Yeah. I'm not going in the middle of a pandemic. I still don't want to go to cinema. I don't want to sit in a dark room with strangers wearing masks.
I'm like a total movie buff. Like, I had a subscription to the cinema since I was like 18 or something. Like, you know, 20 quid a month, and you can see as many movies as you want. Yeah. That was like the best idea Cineworld ever had.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to a cinema.
Yeah.
Like,
Cinema's the thing I miss the most about Dublin as well.
Yeah.
Because the one here is, they've got one nice screen, and the rest of them are shitty. Like, you might as well be in your living room.
Yeah.
And the thing, like, they're building a new cinema here. You know, it's gone into a new shopping centre. So
I've an OLED TV. I would much rather watch it on my OLED TV.
Well, now I wouldn't go to cinema anyway, but, you know, next year, when the new cinema's built, I'll be looking forward to that.
But anyway, so I can either confirm or deny whether I've seen Dune. But if I had seen Dune, what I would say is that it's a masterpiece. And I will say that it's probably the best movie ever made. And like, it's that good. Problem is, don't want to ruin it for everyone, but it ends on a real big, like, it felt like there was another hour in the movie. You know what I mean? You know those ones where it's not even a cliffhanger?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like, we're making another one of these. And you're getting, like, this is the intermission. Like, you know what I mean?
You know, like
It's called part 1.
Yeah. I read that before. Like, it's called part 1, but Warner Brothers hasn't actually greenlit the sequel.
No.
So everything rides on how well this does now.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's in the cinema and it's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The world is still fucked up right now.
Here's the thing, right? Could you imagine a world where you can pay 20 quid, right? For this, right?
Yeah.
And it just goes on merit. It's like you can download it, you can watch it, you can bring it to your mate's house, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
With any content, right? And it just goes on like, we would hope that you don't make copies of this, right? Or you can use some sort of DRM. I'm not a fan of DRM, but like, and from day one, like, there doesn't have to be a cinema exclusive. Could you imagine how much more money they would make? Like, they're all talking about the DVD sales gone away, right?
Yeah.
And then streaming is the new thing, right? But streaming, the problem with streaming is something might be on Netflix one week, it's not on Netflix the next week.
Yeah.
You never own anything, right? Give me an option to own it, where I can actually own it, and it comes into my library. And if you go out of business, I still own it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, make an offline platform that just locks it into there, and whatever. I don't know what you can do. You can do something clever.
Like, someone needs to start a streaming service that puts all the streaming services into one.
Yeah, like,
and you pay, and every single
you
one of
pay
those
like
services
30
gets
quid
a
a month, and you
percentage
get
of whatever content. Like,
yeah.
Like, if you can do that with music and shit, like, why can't they do it with movies?
But I think it's deeper than that, does. I think these guys are looking for other revenue streams, and I think that subscription service, you're never going to get somebody to sign up for 20, 30 bucks a month, because there's so many of them. So they're never going to, you're always going to have to be around the 10 to 15, right? Because there's so many of them, and you need to have like 3 or 4 of them. So I think you need to offer people at launch a movie in the cinema a way to own it forever. So instead of going to the cinema, if they want to go to the cinema, they can buy it and own it forever, right?
Like, you need something that's the price of a DVD, basically, because that's all we used to do.
Yeah.
If we wanted to see a movie, we bought a DVD.
Yeah. Like, I'm cool with even an online like a fucking once-off user license agreement, like they do with Windows, where it checks as you log in to watch your show that you own. Does he have the license for that? He does. Okay, play it for him.
Yeah.
And you know, and it only checks that maybe once a month or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So you can watch it offline whenever or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd be cool with that, because I understand the problem with doing that. But the big problem is we're not getting the movies we want to see anymore. And the reason we're not getting the movies we want to see anymore is because they don't have those DVD sales, right? Like, so you look at movies like Starship Troopers, terrible flop in the box office.
Mm-hmm.
Big success on DVD and rental, and become a cult classic afterwards, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's loads of those movies out there that were shit and then made a fortune afterwards.
Yeah, there's become these like cult classics.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Like Serenity.
Serenity.
Have you seen that? It's based on the
Firefly.
Firefly series.
Yes, seen it. Yeah.
But
Watched it once. Think I got it on Sky Movies. Remember we had Sky Movies at home. Yeah.
Like, Firefly, like, had one season and it died.
Yeah.
And then it became like this massive following for years now, since it died.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't get that anywhere. Like, I don't know. There's probably a streaming service in America that shows it like all the time, but you can't buy it. I tried to buy it on DVD just for nostalgia.
Yeah.
Can't get it anywhere.
I told you I wanted to watch Iron Skies, because I wanted, the new one came out like a year ago or something like that. I wanted to watch Iron Skies and then watch that one.
Yeah.
Because I thought it'd be funny, right? And you can literally only buy it on Apple. And you know, this is the thing, is like, I've gotten into the habit of, I'm starting to buy stuff on Apple TV, right? Because I own it.
Yeah.
Right? It's mine forever. I don't have to worry about going anywhere, right? But these film needs to just put aside put aside their own thing. Like, you know the way we've all got game launchers now as well. Yeah. They put aside that. Everybody cool their fucking jets. Why does everybody have to have a brand on it, right? Because they all want the specific cut, right?
Yeah.
Just let somebody do it for you. Take your 80% or whatever, give them 20%, and just let somebody do it and have everything on it. And if they do that, I think it's fucking wonderful. If you have a big like if you can go back to buying DVDs, but you can't DVDs. Like, I want to buy DVDs without the DVD. That's what I want to do.
Servers like Steam.
Yes, exactly. Right. The problem is that, and like, you can do discounts then, like, you know, oh, this hasn't been selling well this month or whatever, drop it down to £2 or £3, or you can do the, you know, standard resolution, HD resolution, 4K resolution. You can do all these, you know, upselling people on things as well. We need that, and the film industry needs that. The problem is they're so fucking afraid that if they do that, it'll show up on piracy. Well, they've already fucking done it. HBO have done it. It's everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
There's nothing you can't get pirated, like, you know, like, you're getting movies before they come to the cinema a lot of the time. Definitely, if they're on a streaming platform, you're getting it either the day it comes out or like the week before, as with Dune. So like, why don't they try and make something where they can actually make money from it?
Exactly.
It's not like, I don't think people pirate stuff because they don't want to buy it. They pirate it because they either can't buy it, like us. A lot of shit is only in America, or it's too expensive to get it. Like, you know. Yeah,
this is it. I would never pirate ever, and never have, because pirating is illegal. But the only thing that would make me, like, predisposed to doing something that illegal would be the fact that I cannot get it in my own country.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I do not want, and during the Rona, I don't want to walk to a cinema and deal with that shit. Like, I just don't want to. Like, there's movies I will make that risk for, like, there's the Matrix, the new Matrix coming out. Fuck me, I'm going to watch the shit out of that in cinema, right?
Yeah.
I'm not waiting for that to come to, unless, is that on HBO as well?
Oh, I don't know. Warner Brothers own it, don't they?
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So, like, I will go to cinema because I want to support the franchise, or I want to do it.
That's the Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a Christmas.
I thought it was out in January.
Is it out my birthday, I think?
24th.
Oh, 24th, yeah.
I don't know. The reboot culture is annoying.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch Jay and Silent Bob reboot, it's Kevin Smith's movie making fun of Hollywood reboot and shit. You know, and he even talks about Star Wars. You know, it's like they use the storyline from the first trilogy to make a new trilogy, and put Rey as the lead.
He liked to do Star Wars movies, though.
Well, and he's a Star Wars nut. Like,
he invalidates his opinion to me, because I did not like the first the new Star Wars movies. And it's cool if people like them. I understand it. There was nothing about agenda pushing there that I could definitely feel it, but it wasn't that I didn't like. It was more the shitting on my childhood hopes and dreams. I think it was.
I think it would have been nice if it was like a new trilogy.
Yeah,
like if that wasn't bringing Luke into it and stuff, and
they need to do an Old Republic trilogy. Yeah, they need to start a trilogy, the Old Republic. Fucking do. You don't even have to do a Revan trilogy. You know, he's a fantastic fleshed out character. He's there. He's fucking handmade for a movie franchise. Just do it. You know, like, here's a controversial opinion. Mandalorian. Fucking 6 out of 10, I think.
It got 6 out of 10.
No, that's the score I'd give the Mandalorian.
And why are you giving it 6 out of 10? Like, what's you not like about it?
Everyone loves Mandalorian. I don't like the episodic nature of it. I don't like the Mandalorian's character. I think he's very dry, drab. There's not really much you know about it. Yeah, you get a bit at the end of season 2. I don't like the pacing. I think the pacing's really slow. I don't like some of the action sequences. I don't like the fact that Ahsoka Tano's a little bitch, because Ahsoka Tano's a badass. I don't like a lot of things about it. The time period set in, don't like it. Don't like Baby Yoda. Don't understand what like, you know, it's cool and all. There's a little like, but you know what I mean. He's a Baby Yoda. Like what? Yeah, they did it for the fans. Whatever. Right? I don't like. There's not much, but then there's loads of cool things as well. Like there's a couple of really good action sequences. There's the fact that Ahsoka Tano is in it is fucking great, right? Seeing her on like in live action was great.
Yep.
The fact that there's so much really cool Mandalorian lore there, and they've got the black blade.
Yeah.
What's that called again? I can't remember.
The Darksaber.
The Darksaber, yeah. Like that's, well, like there's some really good sequences in it as well. It feels like a show that was made on a budget, but because they had RTX graphics cards, they could pull it out of their arse and make it look fantastic. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying? But do you know what I'm feeling? Like because it was all shot in front of a green screen, they could redistribute budget to other places. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They
didn't use a green screen though, did they? Used that new what's the name of it? I have to Google this now.
You can with RTX cards, you can in real time put in the background.
Yeah.
As you're shooting.
There's a name for those, isn't it? Like
I can't. Yeah, there is a name. I can't remember what the name was called. But that it's green screen basically. You record it all in front of a
LED walls, is what they call them.
All right. Well, yeah. Basically it's RTX graphics cards filling in. It's Nvidia's Quadro cards filling in backgrounds while they're shooting. So you can put them anywhere. They can instantly change it to anywhere else. Do you know what I mean?
Basically like it. They're saying it's good for the actors because they can actually see something. Yeah. You know, to act with.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I did like The Mandalorian. I wouldn't give it like 10 out of 10 or anything.
But I didn't shit in it. It's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, no, it is nice, and I think I love the Mandalorians, like as the race. Like I loved that we got to see more of that because you don't really get to see that other than the games, I think, and what's the animated series? Rebels.
Oh, Rebels, yeah.
Yeah, you see more of them in that now, but it was nice, and seeing Ahsoka in live action was awesome.
Yeah,
like love Ahsoka.
Yeah,
I just read Ahsoka's book there during the year.
She have a book? I did not. She had a book.
Yeah,
sweet. Give that a go.
It's called Star Wars Ahsoka.
Okay, we'll give that a go.
And just when we were saying like the Old Republic, I read a book just before Ahsoka called Light of the Jedi.
I've heard of that.
It's a new series they're starting.
All right.
Which I thought was really good.
I haven't read it.
It's kind of slow getting into that book just because they've so much to tell you about because, you know, it's...
I read 187 Star Wars novels in 1 year.
Well, there you go. New series starting. And it's not just book format they're making. Like, they're doing books. I think it's an animated series and it's all tied together. Like, so it's going to be a new thing set back then. So it's great. Like, there's so much... Like, there's so much depth they can go into with all that, like the Old Republic.
Yeah. Darth Bane is another thing they could do. Did you ever read the Bane books?
No.
That's on your to-read list if you like Star Wars books. Or if you just want to listen to an audiobook while you're building the house or whatever, right? Get Darth Bane, Rule of Two or something I think it's called. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's 3-parter, 3 books in the series. Very good.
It says played by Mark Hamill.
Bane is?
Yeah. Is there a series coming out?
No.
Oh, he's in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. No. There's Mark Hamill playing him in the Clone Wars.
No, Bane is not in the Clone Wars.
It says Darth Bane.
He's in the Clone Wars. Yeah, he's in the Clone Wars TV series. Yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant the movie.
No.
Yeah. He appeared. Yoda meets him as a Force ghost.
All right.
In one of the episodes, yeah. But Darth Bane.
So it's a trilogy.
He's the guy who invented the Rule of Two, basically.
Oh.
So you know, before that, there was a Sith Empire with loads of Sith, and there was the Jedi. And what was happening was the Sith were always getting the shit kicked out of them because they always fought amongst themselves for power. Yeah. So then Darth Bane invents this Rule of Two: one to embody the power, the other one to crave it. So instead of the whole having loads of Sith, you make this really strong Sith, and his apprentice's job is to learn everything he can from his master and then kill him and then get another apprentice. Yeah. And only if he's strong enough to kill his master will it prove that he's actually more powerful than his master. And then, you know, and that would drive having a stronger Sith all the time. It's the whole idea of the Rule 2. And that's how Plagueis is the most powerful Sith Lord ever to exist, because he's the one that printed like the end of that kind of lineage,
Let me just add this to my list.
But it is very, 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 very good. You kind of get an insight into the way the things. There's another one you can watch. There's another one you can read called Darth Plagueis. There's a book, Darth Plagueis.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because you get another. It's kind of another. The way you seen. Did you see the last episodes of the Clone Wars? The new episodes.
No, not yet.
Clone Wars. Well, in that you get a perspective from Ahsoka, what's happening while Execute Order 66 is going on, right? You get Ahsoka's perspective. She's actually at the meeting where, Anakin is there with the council members before he runs off to save.
Yeah.
Like all these killed. Well, you get the same with Darth Plagueis. You get the kind of his perspective as Palpatine is rising to power and manipulating things behind the scenes, and he's kind of the guy who funds it all because he's a Mun, I think it's called, or Mun or Mun, which are like the bankers in Star Wars universe.
Okay.
So his whole thing is he's going to rule from the shadows while Plagueis is the face of the Empire and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
cool.
That's another good one.
I was just thinking, we were talking about Cole there, and he was saying that we should watch the Blade Runner movie and then Blade Runner 2049.
I haven't seen Blade Runner. I'm going to admit it. No.
The original?
I have not seen the one with
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. No.
I thought we watched that when we were younger.
No, I did not watch it. I haven't seen it.
Oh.
It's been on my to-do list for about 25 years.
It's an excellent movie, and I think it is it like 2.5 hours long?
Yeah.
It's long, but it's brilliant. And I did see 2049 as well, which Harrison Ford is also in.
Yeah.
But it's also what's his name? Fuck. Terrible with names.
Harrison Ford must have been old in that new one.
Yeah, he's not like the main. He plays his character like whatever many years later, and the new guy kind of finds him to continue the storyline. I won't go into it, but I thought the original was brilliant. At the time, I suppose, because it was a sci-fi movie and everything sci-fi just looked amazing on TV back then.
Yeah.
But 2049 is still a great movie, and it continues the story, I suppose, rather than trying to reboot the franchise.
Yeah.
Which I like. So whenever you have time to watch 5 hours of movies,
100%, that's on me to do.
We'll discuss that.
Watch the shit out of that tonight. I think Libby's up with Kit tomorrow, so. If I'm gonna stay up for another 2 hours, I'll watch that.
I don't know where the original is, but I think 2049 might still be on Prime or Netflix.
I watched Tron. Did I tell you about this?
The newer one?
No, the original one.
All right.
For the first time, like a year ago.
What?
Yeah, first time ever. Never seen it.
Jesus.
I watched it for the first time ever.
Usually when we were growing up, if I seen a movie, you seen a movie.
Yeah, no, I never seen Tron. It's just one of those things that slipped through the cracks for me, right? Never seen it. Or probably seen it and didn't remember because I was so young.
I remember watching it with Granda one time. It was on like RTE one night and we watched it.
So, as I said, could have watched it and not remembered a thing because I didn't remember a thing.
What do you think of it now?
Fantastic. I thought it was a very good movie.
Yeah.
Really good. I don't have a problem with like movies that it definitely like it aged poorly, right? But like
cinematography wise, but I think the story and the characters and stuff were good.
Yeah, it's a good story and stuff like that. So
like some movies don't age well, like not even cinematography wise, just like fucking script wise and acting.
So I went and watched the new one
after.
And I knocked it off after 3 minutes or something like that, 4 minutes.
Yeah, no, it wasn't great. No,
I just seen your man being de-aged. I was like, get that off, bro. Can't. One thing I cannot stand is that the aging faces.
real people in.
Yeah, the aging faces. It just looks soulless. Like the Luke Skywalker. I told you about this, didn't I?
Yeah.
And he's like, all this weird blinking and just. And no, thank you. You look like you're gormless. I don't think American people understand the term gormless. Oh. But he's a gormless look at his face. Look it up, Wiz. You know what I mean? And
stop doing that.
It just looks like some. It looks like somebody. It's nearly breaking the uncanny valley. That's the problem. Is like it's almost there, right? He looks like a human that somebody's ripped the soul out of him. Like Shang Tsung has come. You know what I mean? And he's like, Yeah. Yeah, they look fucked up. But I couldn't knocked off Tron. Couldn't watch the second part.
No. I did watch the whole thing, but it wasn't a good movie. I wouldn't recommend it.
Mm.
You've got an hour and a half of your life. You could do something else with it. Pretty much anything else with it.
I watched something recent. What was I? Do you know what I watched last night? And it was one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life.
Okay.
So Tyson Fury beat fucking what's his name? Your man from America.
That dude.
The big Deontay Wilder. Beat Deontay Wilder, right? And that kind of led down the path of me watching a couple of videos on YouTube, and then YouTube started recommending me some Ali stuff, right? So I started watching Ali, old Ali fights and stuff, and I was like, I'll watch that. The story of his life. Will Smith's in it. I haven't seen it, right? Fucking shite.
Is it?
Oh my god, yeah. Did it get good reviews at the time?
It never looked appealing to me. I remember seeing the trailer when it came out, and I was like, no, I can't. And I'm all for watching movies of people's lives because it's nice to get a little behind the scenes thing, but no, it didn't look good.
It got 68% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
What the fuck? Were they watching the same movie I was watching? 65% audience score. Like, that's bad. Like, usually that's a bad score, but like, it's not a terrible score. Like, the movie, if you know the history of Muhammad Ali, and I don't know all of his history, but I know enough to know that there was this big rivalry with Smoke and Joe Frazier, right? And that was probably more prolific than his, the one where he knocks out George Foreman.
Yeah.
Rope-a-dope. But like, the reason why Joe Frazier was better is because Joe Frazier beat him. Like, he beat him in the first fight, right? Beat the head off him, and then Ali came back and beat him twice, right? But like, there was none of that. There was the one fight where he loses, and then he comes back and beats.
Did you watch the whole thing, like the 2.5 hours of it?
I watched the 2.5 hours of it.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
me.
No, I tell you a lie. I knocked it off 30 minutes after. The 30 minutes. Didn't watch the last 30 minutes.
Like, I'm just looking at it. Grossed 87 million worldwide.
Wow, that's bad.
But its budget was 107.
That's real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bad movie.
I didn't think the trailer was appealing.
Like, I get the whole racial thing that Muhammad Ali grew up in.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali was a raging racist, by the way, in the other way. And I tend to think of racism as you can be racist towards any race, right?
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad Ali famously said, "Bluebirds fly with bluebirds." In other words, black men shouldn't be marrying white women. Like,
yeah.
that's terribly racist, right? And the other way, right? But he was great. He was an absolute unbelievable great and a lovely human being, and stood for lovely things, and conscientious objector, didn't go to war, didn't believe that he should go off and fight people who didn't do anything bad to him. And I understand that you had to have that in the movie, but like, the first hour and a half of the movie is that. Do you know what I mean? It's not about Ali, the great champion, which is what he's prolific for, right? Being a great champion, a great fighter.
Yeah.
You didn't see him you'll watch a Rocky movie, you see all the training montages and stuff like that. There's none of that. Like, every now and again you see him skipping rope or something like that, or punching a bag, but there was none of that. It was just like, oh, next week he's having a fight with somebody else, and you're like, well, where was the build up to that? Do you know what I mean? There's a big build up to was it the Rumble in the Jungle? I don't remember the one which was when he beat George Foreman. George Foreman famously said after that fight, I don't know whether you're into boxing or not, Daz.
I mean, I would watch like a George Foreman Ali movie. It was good.
Yeah. But like, I'm into Rocky. I love Rocky, right?
Oh yeah.
So but George Foreman famously said the best punch in that fight was never thrown. And he said that's why Ali's a gentleman and a great champion. So Ali's up against the ropes, he's rope-a-doping him, he's hitting him. I think it's the 7th round or the 8th round or whatever. George Foreman's out on his fucking feet because he's just been letting George Foreman pound him for 7 rounds, wear himself out. Yeah. And then he just comes off the ropes and he just goes bang, 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 right hook, right? And Foreman's falling, but he's like kind of stumbling. Yeah. And Ali has his hand cocked to hit him again. And he goes, no, he's done. And just leaves it. Just leaves that, like, you see some other animals just fucking bounce on him and he got this punch. He could just put Foreman's head on the other side of his shoulders. And he didn't do it. And it's like, that's why he's a great champion or whatever. I agree with that. Like, yeah, but there was none of that. Like, there was none of that, all of that significance that in the movie. So maybe it's because I'm a massive Ali fan and I just didn't see that in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
I expect more from Will Smith.
Resident Evil 4 is in VR? What? It just popped up for me.
Okay.
It's news?
Well, I think we'll leave it there for this week.
Really?
Yep.
End on that bombshell.
we had a good long talk about the film industry, basically.
Yeah. Well, look,
I don't even know what
that's
the
what a
title is now.
conversation is, Daz. A conversation is a meandering river.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll end on Conor McGregor's a scumbag.
Yeah, and the film industry needs a change.
And the film industry needs
Come
to
to us if you need ideas.
And there's Resident Evil 4 in VR.
Resident Evil VR.
Yeah.
Okay.
4 in VR.
4.
The best Resident Evil.
The best.
Do you know what the best Resident Evil is?
4.
So make sure you
All
do
right,
it.
we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye,
Remember
bye-bye,
to like, share, all this stuff.
Yeah, do the liking and the share. Oh, and if you're on the Apple Podcast or whatever, you can give us a 5-star review. That helps us out.
Oh
doesn't
yeah, Apple has reviews.
it? The 5-star reviews apparently is what that's the thing for getting audio podcast popular, is hitting the 5-star review thing.
5-star that shit, people. 5 star.
5-star the shit out of it.
Okay, see you next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.